to the latest edition of the Campaign Doctor. Today I'm going to talk about Donald Trump, who will soon have to decide who is his running mate going to be. And choosing a vice presidential candidate is really the most important decision a presidential candidate has to take. Why? Because it's the only one you cannot change after the election. Whatever you promise, once you're in office, you can still say, now that I know the whole picture, that I know the financial situation we have to change. Even the party platform is actually not binding for a candidate, but the vice president, you cannot choose him after the election. So for me, there are really three criteria that are the most important. First is it has to be somebody who is able to govern, right? Because the vice president, if something happens to the president under the Constitution, if he is getting sick or impeached or dies, there's not going to be a new election. The vice president automatically takes over. So it has to be somebody that you trust to be able to govern the country. Number two, I think there's personal chemistry involved. There has to be trust. It's your co-pilot. You want somebody whom you get along with at the personal level. And then number three, and that probably has become the most important in recent times, is somebody who helps you in the election campaign. Now, what can a vice presidential candidate really do for you in a campaign? He or she can help you reach a certain sociodemographic segment of the electorate. It can help you target a certain ideological segment of the electorate, or he or she can help you target the state. In the old days, I think Nikki Haley would have been the obvious choice for vice president. I remember that even Ronald Reagan, who was a very partisan, conservative figure, actually simply put George Herbert Walker Bush on the ticket, his opponent in quite a divisive primary campaign. But once it was all said and done, he simply put George Herbert Walker Bush on the ticket. With Donald Trump, I don't see it happening. I think the ship has sailed with Nikki Haley. My bet, or not my bet, but my recommendation for him would be Tim Scott. I think he would help really to target African Americans, in particular African American men. And if there was any sort of little outreach Donald Trump did while he was in office with voters who did not vote for him, I think fair to say it was with young African Americans, and it worked surprisingly well. So that would be my recommendation. Thank you for watching.